Something.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Katie Moore. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. We're about to get an update from the Orleans Parish Coroner, Dwight McKenna. It's the first time he's spoken in a long time after a video surfaced online in a homicide investigation in which a body appears to be being dragged down the stairs by someone. It is in a body bag, and we will show you that video in just a little bit, but we want to hear from the coroner who's giving an update right now. So let's listen in.
After a thorough review of the incident, the employee involved has been terminated. We deeply regret this situation and extend our sincere apologies to the family and the community of the city of New Orleans, which frankly deserves better.
Any questions?
Hi, Dr. Gabby Hill at Fox 8. I am curious. Can you tell me about what reasoning this employee might have given for dragging, the victim down like that? Or?
I fired him. I don't want to see him and I don't want to talk to him. There's no excuse. He can't give me a reason for this. You don't desecrate living or remains of a body that way. I've terminated him and I have nothing to say to him. What can I say to an act so egregious as this? This is not what the standards we uphold, and I hope the community does not let the act of this one employee reflect on the hard-working men and women who toil daily with dignity and professionalism in this office. But I cannot make excuses for this guy. And I won't even try, because this is horrendous, and every time I see it, I get more angry. This may be the low point of my medical career for me, and that's 60 years. I've given everything I have to this job, and so have the employees here. And when this act, and I just hope that this act of one employee who acted on his own, when the other employees on the job told him to stop, and he continued to drag that body down the stairs and into the street. I don't want to hear from him. He's fired. He can't explain that to me.
Next question?
Can I ask what the protocol is? Just because looking at that video, I know there were some NOPD officers as well as some other coroner officials in the front yard, but when that individual was dragging the body, it didn't seem like anybody was alarmed or thrown off guard by it.
That is not true.
Okay.
Investigator Stevenson was there. Another driver was there. They told him to stop. They asked him to stop. And I understand his reply, I got this, and continued to drive the body down the stairs. There's always two men on the scene, and the investigator and the police who offered their help. And he refused it, and he violated me, he violated the family, and he violated the community. And the only thing I could do was terminate him. I don't know what else to say.
Next question?
Good afternoon. From an investigative perspective, will this interfere at all with the forensic autopsy?
No, indeed. This action will not compromise the integrity of my office or my integrity. While I'm appalled, while I'm aggrieved, while the family deserves better, while the community deserves better, it doesn't reflect me. It reflects an outlier of one employee on the scene who was told to stop and kept doing something that is so horrendous. I'm not trying to make excuses for him. I cannot, and I will not.
Next question?
Dr. McKenna, your office has been sued a few times over the past few years, including by a family that alleged mishandling of remains. Now that it's been caught on camera, will any more steps be taken to hold anyone accountable?
Well, first of all, do not judge this by the other ones. Each incident is separate. I totally disagree with the findings of Judge Reese. I think he was wrong. We're appealing it. The family is also appealed and asking for more money, and we were appealing because we believed his ruling was wrong. In every case that has been filed, there were extenuating circumstances beyond our control. What you must understand is that identifying human bodies is always slowed when it involves other offices, whether it's the police, whether it's forensic dentistry, whether it's the DNA testing, whether it's faces, all of those things. Whenever we involve other agencies to identify a body, the process is slowed considerably, and it's beyond our control. I can't control how long it's going to take the DNA to come back. That takes time. That goes all the way out to Baton Rouge. The fingerprints go to the police officers. If we need computer identification, that goes to Baton Rouge, to LSU. And all of that takes time. Remember, they're getting bodies from all over the state. So each case is differently. I stand by the integrity of this office. And just like I'm not trying to make excuses for this guy, I stand by my office and our integrity. I stand by the fact that we have not erred. And even in the case where we lost, you must understand that the first mistake was by the police department giving us a bad name of the deceased. And each case we will see will be different. And all we can do is defend it. But I will not denigrate my office, this family, or this community by trying to defend this guy's action. I will not. I assume the responsibility to tell you he does not represent what I'm about or what anybody in my office is about. And after 60 years in the medical profession, this has got to be one of the low points for me.
Next question?
Can you identify this former employee of yours?
I don't want to call names. The woman employee?
This now former employee?
Not yet, no.
No,
And my follow-up to that is, I've seen some reports on social media, people even defending his actions and saying that the coroner's office is understaffed, and he might have thought that he had to do this because he didn't have help. What's your response to that, Doctor?
absolutely untrue. We are understaffed. We are understaffed. I have been to many city council meetings asking for more money, for more drive, but that's not an excuse. There is no excuse for what he did. The fact that we're understaffed, that I've been to so many city council meetings asking for more money to hire more people, that's not an excuse. This is a reprehensible act that cannot be condoned or placed on the fact that we needed more staff. There were enough people on the scene, another driver, an investigator, police, who offered to help this man. And on his own, he dragged the body by the feet downstairs and into the street. He will never work in this office again. I'll promise the community that. And that's all I can do at this point.
Okay.
If I may follow up on Missy's question, actually, regarding, you just mentioned he was dragged by the feet down the stairs. Does it cause any bruising to his body? Was his
I have not seen the body yet. That happened recently, and we'll have to wait till the autopsy. But he was, let's face it, he was deceased, all right? We're not talking about a live body now. We're talking about a dead body. And he was dragged down the stairs. I don't know the condition of the body before he was dragged. We have not done the autopsy yet. Give me a chance to see the results of the autopsy before I answer your question.
But does it muddy the waters?
How can the muddy waters be more muddy? The waters are not only muddy, they're roiled. You know, I would not swim in these waters.
Next question?
How long did the employee work here for?
I don't know. I'd have to check before I'll say how long he's been employed here. Right off the top of my head, I don't know the answer to that.
Also, I'm curious, Doctor, so it seems, based on your comments, that this employee did indeed violate the policy that is necessary for removing a body from the scene. What is that exact policy? What would that have looked like on a good day, so to
The
speak?
two policies, the two men would pick up the body. If they could get it in the body bag, put it in the body bag, put it on the gurney, and with dignity and respect, bring the body out and put into the van, brought over here for us to do the autopsy if that is what is indicated. This violated not only violates my moral conscience.
Could there or are there any charges the former employee could face?
We don't know yet.
Well, we're not the criminal justice system. I'm sure there will be repercussions. I don't know what they will be, but I know there will be. And I won't try to make excuses for this employee. I just won't. I cannot. There's nothing in my being, in my soul, that will let me make any excuses for this kind of action. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong.
All right, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Wait, hold on. You're all hooked up.
That is Orleans Parish Coroner Dr. Dwight McKenna making a statement today about this video that has surfaced in social media overnight that appears to show an employee of the coroner's office dragging a body in a body bag down the stairs in a homicide investigation. Now, this happened in one of the New Orleans neighborhoods. Again, it was posted by Project NOLA. Brian Lagarde, the owner of Project NOLA, posted it on Facebook and other social media last night, just essentially saying he was horrified at what he was seeing. And that's a statement that was echoed by Dr. McKenna just a few moments ago here as he gave a press conference, which is very rare for the Orleans Parish Coroner. I can really only count on one hand the number of times that we've heard him speak publicly. And in this case, he says he had nothing to say to this employee. He's horrified, that he hoped this does not reflect on the men and women of the coroner's office who go to work every day and do the hard work for the citizens of New Orleans in all of these death investigations and the many, many, many other functions that they serve. So saying that he really hopes that this doesn't reflect on the office as a whole. He said he cannot make excuses for this guy, and that after 60 years in the medical profession, I'm quoting here, this has got to be the low point for him. So many more questions left unanswered at this point about what might happen in this case. He was, of course, asked about what the ramifications could be for this homicide investigation. I mean, this body was literally dragged down the stairs, at least that is what this video appears to show. Dragged down the stairs, and you would think that there would be some sort of impact to the body itself that hasn't even been autopsied yet, because it was being pulled out of that homicide scene, out of that house just last night. So no word on whether or not this will have an impact on that autopsy. That's one of the questions that remain today. We're going to continue to follow this and have the very latest for you here on WWL Plus, and of course over on TV on Channel 4 at 5 and 6. Until then, I'll send it back to your regular day.